Coach, first we talk about your team, talk about your personal journey as a guy who started out at the university level, coaching college, and now here. Talk about your journey over the past 10 years.
Well, it's been a long, excruciating at times, but very exhilarating at other times. Certainly starting out at the mini level and moving my way up and building my trust and certainly my resume along the line in the minor level, and then spent a lot of time at the provincial level with under 15 and under 17-year-old kids, and was very fortunate to get the opportunity when I was young, at the age of 29, to go out and have the opportunity to coach the Brandon Rainmen, who at that time had really been struggling for a number of years, and really worked hard at what I was doing and tried to provide the best experience for the kids, while putting in the most time to better our program and better myself and get better. And was fortunate after that year to move up to the men's program, which perennially has always been at the Nationals and has spent a long time as being a contender with Jerry Hemmings there. And then had a great opportunity to move my family back to Acadia and go through what two parts of coaching is quite different, being 2-18 and being just run off the floor at St. FX by 50 points, and coming back next year and having first-year kids mature and get better and move on, and then play for an AUS championship and be fortunate to win it, and then go against the 4 or 3-time champions and lose by 50. That night was not a fun experience here at the Metro Center. And then you go from being that to having the opportunity the following year to play them on their home court in what we think one of the best college basketball games in history. Double overtime, and we were very close to winning the national championship. And then moved our family back to Halifax, and was enjoying watching college and enjoyed watching the Rainmen sometimes, and got the opportunity, obviously through some different channels of what had expired through some teams here and coaches. And this has been a great experience to coach really good players. It's been really, really tough to deal with all of the aspects around it, playing time and personal wise, and understanding that these guys, this is their job. It's a lot different from the college experience. You're not recruiting them, you're not talking to the parents as much, you're not watching the schoolwork, you're not doing all of those things. Here it's, I'm a basketball player, that's what I do, and they move on, and they could be here for a week, they could be here for 3 months. So it is a quite different experience that way, but it's been enjoyable. I've certainly had my ups and downs over the past year and a half, and hopefully it will build towards next week, and we'll have a good playoff run, and we'll see where it goes after that year.
Yes.
With the Rainmen just losing close games the last little bit, what is it that's going to put you guys over the top to win those close games?
Well, we got to execute better. There's no question. We have to be much better in the last 5 minutes, and that's just decision making, and that's coaching. I've made some bad decisions, and certainly we've missed some free throws in games that have cost us. But execution in the last 3 minutes, we could hold the basketball a little bit longer on a possession and run the clock down a little bit more. We could do a lot of little things. We've missed block outs that have, in 3 of those games, it's been within 10 seconds. If we stop the team, we win the game. And that's, I like to think that we're pretty good defensively, but it just hasn't bounced our way sometimes. And we've had some bad luck, but at that stage, you have to look at it on the positive side and say, well, we have lost four tough overtime games, but we could have also won those games too. If we're a little bit better at crunch time and we execute a little bit better and we know where our shots are coming from, I think we'll be okay.
You haven't really fallen into any trap games this year. Like, you guys have taken care of business here at home versus the weaker teams. What do you guys do as a coaching staff to get these guys ready to make sure that you never have fall into any trap games?
Yeah, it's a little bit different here just because obviously our facility, we're able to get here early. We're able to get the shots required that we need to, when we show up at 4 o'clock for a 7 o'clock game, our guys are more mentally into it. It's tougher on the road a little bit. We're playing in a different facility. We don't have as many basketballs. We don't get all of the, sometimes we don't get taped until, an hour before or a half hour before, and it makes it tougher that way for our guys to really get in the rhythm. But when we first talked at the beginning of the year, the first thing you have to protect is your home court. That's number one. You know, you would like to win every game. We had the opportunity to win 10 games, but outside of that, our routine that I find here is a lot different and a lot better than when we do have, because we're really at the liberty of the gym schedule. Sometimes we don't get on the court until an hour before the game, which means we got 12 guys or 10 guys trying to take shots. Here we're getting 300, 400, or 500 shots per player before the basketball game, which is big, right?
Is the CIS calling again, or are you pretty happy at this point?
No, I haven't explored any of those options, and I don't foresee any of those things, just with the way my family life is and the timing of here. You know, there's no practices here at 5 o'clock or later, which is huge for myself. You know, having a young boy and not being able to see him for 5 to 7 or 7 to 9 every night is tough. Here, you know, we practice at 10:30 in the morning, and it's a great experience to be able to be done at 12:30, watch some video, put some time in, and talk to some players and go along those routes. It's a totally different experience on the CIS level, and a lot of coaches will tell you that. A lot.
How do you feel a matchup against Oklahoma and a matchup against Rochester?
I like the Oklahoma matchup. You know, our very first game of the year we had played down there. You know, if you talk to Des and Tony, who were, you know, 8 for 32 in the basketball game, they feel they probably missed some more shots that they probably would have liked to have back and make. We've played them obviously very tough here, and they've, you know, held court down there by not losing any basketball games. Matchup-wise, you know, they have two big guys in Oliver Miller and Marshall, which, you know, we like to think that our big guys are comparable now, and we can hold our own there. Athletic-wise, you know, they're about the same size as us, which we like. But Bowden is a difference maker. You know, he wasn't here the last game, and he's a difference maker. That guy, you know, I'd be shocked if he's not the MVP of the league. I think he deserves it. I think he's had the best season in the PBL, and he's a very good player. Rochester, you know, they come in with a little different set of circumstances. You know, they're the 2-time PBL champs. They've certainly been tough on their court. We've played them tough. I think we had a good opportunity to win the game in Rochester, and we had a very good defensive game here in the first half against them. You know, they come with a little smaller lineup. They try to create some mismatches with Friel and Dandridge, who can shoot the basketball really well, and they have one of the best point guards in the league in Gerard and Crouch. The guy's a solid player, and he runs their offense to what they have to do. And from there, I think we match up either way. I don't think it matters. And my philosophy has always been, and it'll continue to always be, it doesn't matter when we have to play who. You have to beat them both, and you're going to have to win a tough game on the road if you want to win in the league or if you want to win any championship. And we'll find out if we're capable of doing that. We've been close on the road, but as you mentioned earlier, in the last 3 minutes, if we're not better, it's going to be tough.
Any injury concerns going in?
A lot tonight. I wasn't concerned until tonight. We've basically lost Gary Gallimore right now with an ankle, and Javon Shepard now with an ankle. Tony Bennett, you know, needs some rest. I think at the big spot we're okay, but I'm a little concerned right now, obviously, with our perimeter play. Where it seems like after tonight, we were in really good shape coming into tonight. But Eric Gilcrease has been out for a couple weeks. Gary Gallimore now with an ankle, and Javon Shepard, it looks like a lot of treatment for the week. And if they're not capable of going next week, we're going to be in very tough.
Very good.
Thank you, Les.
No problem.
Thanks very much.
No problem. Yeah.